All praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, double honors to the others of great millstones. Salutations to you, Akim, that are teaching the truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Your brother Kabash from the GMS Atlantic Camp, and I'm here with the whole for the final lesson through the spirit of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kodash, to feed to the hopefully elect throughout the four corners of the earth. This video is really backing off, where brothers have been feeding with their videos or different information concerning what's happening in these last times. One I want to get from my elder Atazawam from the GMS Atlantic Camp, going into what's going on in the weather, and also Elder Barak in LA. He did a quick video on what's going on in the world and how the Lord is sending these plagues. And the Lord is sending these plagues for Israel's sake, and also to rid the wicked out of the earth. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that video which he showed earlier, and I'm gonna get some scriptures starting with Isaiah 29, and then get into Ezra chapter 15, along with Exodus chapter 8, because this is the same time like how the Lord really it's a repeat what the Lord did in the time when we was in captivity under Pharaoh in Egypt. Many other different captivities whenever the Lord would send destruction upon a nation and they would not let Israel go. I was in the warehouse yesterday, and we packaged food and whatnot. And Esau got aisles and aisles of tall shelves of food, cases of food. And what hit me yesterday was like, man, this is Egypt. Because remember Pharaoh, he stored up food for 7 years of a famine, with the fatness that Joseph told him to store up, and they still kept their custom. That's how Egypt kept going on great. And it reminded me of Revelation chapter 11, how the Lord said, this is we in the city spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. This is literally it, bro. This is literally, and only Jake working those type of environments too, man. You may see scattered Edomites here and there, but they're in prominent positions. But as far as Jake, we slaving in those type of areas, man. And it had me thinking, like, man, this is Egypt all over again. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this video, then I'm gonna get into some scriptures. It's in over there in Egypt, you got Chile, you got the Dominican Republic, which is our people, and Haiti, which is our people, Levi. Other brother mentioned they are labeling it's spiritual that the Lord doing this, because over in these doing their witchcraft still. The Dominican be doing witchcraft. Also, Dominican think closer to Esau. The thing that they go back to saying that they look down on Jake and Hades. So the Lord is doing his work within his house and also the enemy's land, wherever we are Lord captured at. Like it says in Amos chapter 1 and Amos chapter 2. For one thing, I would not equip Esau, because he went after his brother so perpetually. And also in Amos chapter 2, it talks about Jacob. So it goes to show you that the Lord is doing his thing on both sides. Like I said, starting with the house of Israel First Peter chapter 4 verse 17, and also that I mentioned Amos chapter 2, going into how the Lord have written down the sins of Jacob with a diamond pointed pen. But the Lord's forgiven the elect, and also the Lord said Amos chapter 1 about Esau, for the punishments that the Lord's bringing on Esau for all the evil that he's done, that he's not turning away for punishing him. So, you see the balance, because we are the Lord's people, true indeed, but the Lord is bringing destruction to Israel, those that don't turn back to him. Now, I'm going to go ahead and play this video by Elder Tazawam, and I'm going to get into some scriptures.
That follows me on the East Coast, everybody that follows me on the East Coast that lives by the water, I want you to fucking watch this. It's very important. Basically from like Louisiana all the way up to fucking Nova Scotia, you know what I'm saying? Because what they're trying to say right now is that how like you used to get like 5 days to prepare for a hurricane because you come off the coast of Africa. Well, they're saying something happened to where basically we're only going to have like 2 days because they're going to be able to form like literally on our coast. Like this is some wild shit and it sounds fucking fishy to say.
Yo, these angels are working, bro.
Storms sounds like good news, right? But the warmer waters of the ocean can actually allow for rapid intensification. I think one of the things we really want to point out is later this weekend we will have some rain, maybe even heavy rain for the coast of Florida. But as we go throughout the season, that old adage of watching the storms come from the coast of Africa and study to prepare, that's not how you should look at the season. Anyone living in coastal Florida, especially the Gulf and the East Coast here, should be ready to see a storm come. And sometimes you'll have less than 2 days notice. Rapid intensification is a new part of forecasting tropical storms and hurricanes here in America.
Thanks so much for listen. Everybody be prepared, man, because this is the worst fuck season we got. Remember me telling you this. Whole East Coast.
Yeah, see, Esau magistrates his counselors. They're not on point anymore. Esau is literally can't control what the Lord is bringing. This is 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse. I want to start at 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imagination against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. So yeah, we speaking this word and Jake don't believe it. Esau coming down on us with his laws and legislations to try to block us from telling this truth and calling us extremists. We shouldn't be troubled, because the Lord said these words are faithful and true, and the Lord gave us an unction, which means, in other words, authority to speak these words. And when we speak these words, we are what? The Lord's watchmen. We're washing the blood off our hands and off Israel's hands by putting that covering over Israel through the words of the Lord through his son Yahweh Shai. Like it says in Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 4, for all the unfaithful should die in their unfaithfulness. So Jake gonna die in their unfaithfulness because they ain't believing in the Lord. Because the only people that can be faithful in the Lord is Israel, no other nation. But Jake is following after Esau and these other nations, especially Esau. So what? They're going to go down with him. Verse 5. Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And what is that? Death and destruction. These storms, man. A lot of our people is going to die in these storms. And it's just going to get worse. Like, it's not only the storms that's coming. Esau coming down with great wrath. The Lord is causing Esau to lock down a lot of things that Jake can get. so easily, it was so easily accessible to them. But now the Lord has hardened Pharaoh's heart, the modern day Pharaoh, which is Esau. And it says, verse 6, for wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, said the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things. And that's not only talking about, our people with their unfaithfulness and their wicked deeds, mainly, Esau, because on this bed right now, which is, his bed is his heaven is rulership, along with these other nations. They're causing unlawful decrees to go out in the world. They're causing abominations to go out in the world. So what's going to happen? The Lord is judging them based off that, and it's according to His prophecy, His will. So we in the latter days, like our forefather said we were in. Now it says, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Esau coming down with great wrath. He's promoting this chip. He's promoting abominations in the earth. The innocent and the righteous blood cried unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Yeah, the hopefully elect. Israel as a whole is effed up, but mainly the hopefully elect is concentrated and focused on the Lord. And therefore, said the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. So the Lord is doing His work right now, and He's not going to finish until Israel be saved. Verse 10, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Oh, let me read some more. And it says, in modern day Egypt, which I said spiritually, Egypt is America. And it says, verse 11, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt, see, as before. Was the Lord talking about ancient Egypt where Israel was exiled out of Egypt by the hand of the Lord? No, it's talking about now. Esau is the modern day Pharaoh. You see what he got on the back of his dollar bill? He has the pyramid, which is in the spirit of what? Egypt. Because Egypt was making us build pyramids all day and all night, having us in bondage and in slavery. Read Exodus chapter 1. Same thing Esau has done. But now the Lord is like, nah, the Lord is not having it. He's not about to suffer for us to dwell in this land no longer. Verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundations of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. Yeah, that Ohio derailing of the train that caused chemical poisons in the waters up there. The smoke up there wasn't caused by no damn fire or storm. It was caused by those derailings, man, of certain trains that had different type of chemicals in it, and other works as well. The food is poison. Food been poisoned since the mid late 1800s over here in America, and it's just getting worse. So the Lord is doing His thing. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful consolation. So these farmers over here in America, they're mourning. A lot of farmers are being bought out, and a lot of farmers don't even exist no more because of the failing constellation. The Lord is causing drought, and also the Lord is causing the government, the U.S. government, to come down harshly on these farmers. It's all a bit business now, but the business is really the words of the Lord, causing the consolation and the blasting and the hell of the outlooks on these crops and things of that nature, the harvest season to fail. This is Isaiah chapter 29, verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and with great noise, with storm and with tempest, and the flame of devouring fire, and the multitude of all the nations that fight against Ariel, which is Israel, another nickname for Israel, even all that fight against her in her munition and that distress her shall be as a dream of the night, vision. So the Lord is causing all these things to happen in the world, the hurricanes, the earthquakes, and it's back to back. It's not stopping. Now we're in the hurricane season, and you got the news anchor saying it's going to be a different type of way how these storms is going to be caused. And instead of a 7-day warning, it's going to be down to a 2-day warning. So it's not going to be any time for people to prepare to uproot and leave out of the land. And a lot of these storms lately has been causing people to just be uprooted out of the land permanently. In Miami, it just had a flood not too long ago, just out of nowhere. So it's going to get worse, man. Louisiana, off the Gulf. But the Lord is causing all these things. Why? Because of Israel's sake. This is Exodus chapter 8, verse 20. And the Lord said unto Moses, rise up early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh. See, that's what we're doing right now. We're in the light of Moses, the prophets, the men of the Lord. And we're rising up every day, going before the face of Pharaoh, in the spirit. Because Esau now has a legislation against freedom of speech, which is all through the spirit. He must do this. He must fulfill scriptures. Satan is coming down with great wrath. Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Who is Satan? So-called white man. He's the modern day Pharaoh. And stand before Pharaoh, lo, he cometh forth to the water, and say unto him, thus said the Lord, let my people go, that they may serve me. So we're telling Esau his judgment. We're telling him, that we are the people of Israel. We're doing the things that our forefathers did. Now it says right here in verse 21, else if thou would not let my people go, behold, I will send swarms of flies upon thee and upon thy servants and upon thy people and into thy houses and the houses of the Egyptians. These Americans, those that are not of the nation of Israel, and particularly, these Edomites, so-called white people, because America was made for them. And it says, shall be full of swarms of flies and also the ground whereon they are. And I will sever in that day the land of Goshen, in which my people dwell, that no swarms of flies should be there, to the end thou mayest know that I am the Lord in the midst of the earth. So the Lord is causing catastrophes in America. The Lord is not going to, do away with Jacob, like it says in Jeremiah chapter 30. The Lord shall utterly destroy these other nations, but Jacob shall be saved. See, it's another scripture that I'm going to wrap it up. This is Exodus chapter 9, verse 9. And it should come to pass, it's like it, and it should become small dust in all the land of Egypt, It should be a boar breaking forth with blains upon man and upon beasts throughout all the land of Egypt. You seen what's happening in New York? New York has a great dust storm through there, and they say it's coming from Canada. You know, this smoke, but it's so dense, it's so intense. You know, these are the workings of the Lord. You know, it's not and even if it is man made, it's still by the hands of the Lord. Because remember, you know, Pharaoh had these he had his magicians too. So yeah, that's all I really had on that. The Lord willing, I hope this lesson was edifying. I just want to point out what's going on in the world, because the Lord did tell us that these things will be happening. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.